At Royal Rumble 2000, Kurt Angle was in the first match on the show. Kurt Angle is telling whoever his mystery opponent or his unnamed opponent is, he's telling that person to calm down, take a deep breath, and as he's saying this, the crowd is chanting, "We want Tazz, we want Tazz." This event is taking place at Madison Square Garden in New York City with some of the smartest fans in the world. So they already knew who was going to be coming out, and they started chanting his name as Kurt Angle was on the mic, taunting whoever his opponent may be. So when Kurt is finished with his promo, the lights go out, music hits, the crowd goes crazy. Now, I have to say something about the atmosphere here because the crowd is so excited. The show just started. They had pyro at the beginning of the show, so the ringside area is filled with smoke, and then Tazz starts walking to the ring with a towel over his head, so he hasn't revealed his face yet. Now, Howard Finkel is the announcer, and he times this perfectly. He says his opponent from the Red Hook section of Brooklyn, New York, and then Tazz steps in the ring, pulls off the towel as Howard Finkel is saying Tazz. So it was a perfect reveal for Tazz's first night in the WWE after leaving ECW. Tazz immediately starts punching Kurt Angle, causing the match to start, and then flips him over the top rope outside the ring. And that's just the start of the match, so the crowd is so excited for this. Kurt Angle retaliates by giving Tazz a suplex into the aisleway. By the way, the setup for this Royal Rumble 2000 is one of the coolest setups they've had for a pay-per-view. The aisleway is like a street in New York City, and there's like a taxi cab hanging over the entrance, and there's graffiti all over the place. Very New York City vibes with this entrance, and it looks so cool. Another thing that's great about this match is that these two characters are as different as they can be. Kurt Angle is a legitimate Olympic gold medalist, and Tazz is like a fighter from the streets of Brooklyn, New York. So it's just the perfect juxtaposition of these characters that adds to the match. Both of these guys are known for their suplexes. Kurt Angle and Tazz get back in the ring. Kurt gives him a belly-to-belly suplex. Then Kurt goes to the top rope, but Tazz knocks him down. Kurt is just sitting on the top turnbuckle, and then Tazz gives him a belly-to-belly suplex off the top rope. Another thing that added to this match was that at this time, Kurt Angle was undefeated in the WWE. He had only debuted at the previous year's Survivor Series, but he had beaten all of his opponents, and now he's facing Tazz, and so people want Tazz to beat Kurt Angle to end his streak. Tazz gives Kurt Angle 3 different suplexes and then locks in the Tazz mission. Now, there was some controversy with the ending of this match because Kurt Angle passes out. The referee calls for the bell. They say that Tazz won the match, but I guess later on, Kurt's like, hey, that was a choke. That's not legal. That's not fair. And so technically, I guess according to Kurt, that his win streak is still intact. Although later on, a few weeks later, The Rock puts an end to that and pins him clean in the middle of the ring. But as far as this match goes, it was an exciting opening match for the Royal Rumble of 2000, which, by the way, was a great event overall, and you should check out the whole event if you haven't seen it. It's really entertaining, fun stuff from the Attitude Era. I would give this match a 3 out of 5. It's a good match. It's very short, but it's a perfect introduction for Tazz into the WWE. It accomplished everything, the atmosphere. Kurt Angle was the perfect opponent. The crowd was totally into Tazz. They all knew who he was, and he gets to choke out an Olympic gold medalist. Perfect beginning for Tazz's career. Now, Tazz's WWE career from that point on, not so special. But hey, it was a good first night for him.